terms of Sutton?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, the program that I'm running, obviously, it's my baby. So Marvin's more or less giving me the freedom to like do as I want to. Like, he trusts me to do the job.
Yeah.
He'll just guide me as and when he feels like I need guiding, because he's set up his own program himself and he's 8 years deep now, and obviously it's very successful. So, yeah, it's good. I don't feel micromanaged or anything like that. I can kind of do as I wish. But obviously any new job or any new position, any new academy comes with challenges in its first months or so, in its first year. There's always going to be teething issues. And, you know, with a girls program, the odds are often against you anyway. And I think obviously the biggest challenge from being there has been COVID, because our league, they basically haven't played a game all season. I've tried to slip in friendlies, but to just hit, few and far between. There's not a lot of programs in the area.
Wow.
So wherever we are going, we're having to travel really far. Or they're having to travel, and obviously because of COVID, people are not trying to travel anywhere right now. So that was difficult enough as it is, and you know, budget, funding, all that stuff gets affected because of that. So it's been a very testing year to open an academy, and while I was at Pickup, I was managing the Walton and Hersham boys. So, and that was like an even better experience. You know what I mean? It was flying top of the league for most of it, so it was really good. And then that was null and void. Yeah. And then obviously I've come over to Sutton now, and now I'm not working with boys. I'm just focusing on the girls.
Yeah. Do you miss working with the boys?
Yeah. I miss working. Sometimes I look at like my old like halftime team talks and stuff, and like sessions, and with the girls that I've got a real mixed ability group. So I kind of have to try and find a level playing field of all the different abilities that I've got. Whereas at Walton, I could really deep dive into the technical stuff. So I could start doing defending from the back and playing into wide areas and penetration through the middle, and I could really start teaching some good stuff, basically. Good detail, like the fun stuff. But
you might find that working with a mixed ability group might obviously bring your coaching on, because you're taking into consideration a lot more factors. Sometimes when you get everyone at the same ability, it might not make you complacent, but I think sometimes when you've got like one really high and one really low, your coach needs to be really good to ensure that you get outcomes for both.
You're bringing them up. There's added value for everyone.
But at the same time, when you've got an overall good team and you've got just like everyone's good, basically, you've got good players. In my opinion, as a coach, that's a challenge too, because how do you make your better players better, or how do you keep those players engaged because they're so good? So anything you give to them, it's going to seem easy. So at that point, you need to find something that's going to challenge them, or you need to, no matter how small the detail is, you might have a striker that scores 30 goals all season. So as far as he's concerned, you can't tell him nothing.
Yeah,
but actually,
I'm Aguero at the moment.
Yeah, this is it. I'm flying. But actually, I might have noticed that 30 could have been 39 if you'd sat in between this space. Do you know what I mean? So it's then about trying to give them that little bit of extra sauce that they can add into their locker. Yeah. Or I know I've had like wicked strikers and they can finish left, right and centre. So I might say to them, all right, cool. Well, you might be able to finish 10 out of 15 chances, but how many of those are top bins? How many of those are side netting? You've got to try and find something.
I think that's great. It's just all about adding the challenges into the coaching to add value. We didn't talk about you playing.
Oh yeah.
Sean's a player. Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, by the way.
Some people are thinking, what's Sean talking about here? Sean plays.
Yeah,
I was thinking everyone's thinking, what, the bank managers come to coach? No.
Yeah, all of this stuff. All of this stuff was alongside
playing. About numbers. What are you talking about?
So what are you doing around it?
Go on, you're playing.
You're all this time you've been playing.
All this time I've been playing.
Okay, so what's your playing journey?
I started off. My first team was an under-13 team. I used to play in school with the boys and stuff, but like that's whatever. My first club was Croydon Borough.
Wow.
I was with them up until first team basically. So I left there when I was about 19, 20 or something. So 13s, 14s, under 16s, under 18s, and then first team, and then
it's interesting in WOL because I always felt like, in regards to you just saying I played with the boys in school, in terms of my experience as well with coaching girls, they no disrespect to anybody out there, but you always felt like the girls who played with boys, who had an experience of playing with boys, were the better players.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And also, so it always leans to, and I know we've talked about it many times as well, in terms of probably moving forward. And I know, I don't want to get it wrong, but I know out there in terms of academies, there are some environments that allow at the younger ages, so maybe the foundation phases, where sort of like the under 6s, under 7s, under 8s, that kind of ages, where they're mixing in academies, professional academies, but also in regards to the older age groups, so like under 18s, maybe. I think I heard at Arsenal and Man City, they were doing, not probably playing, but they're mixing the kind of environment.
Yeah, they are. Millwall's younger lot.
Yeah.
They're like under 14s or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember the age group, but they're in a league with boys.
Yeah.
And they're definitely flying. They're like first or second in the league.
I've seen the Arsenal sort of foundation phase. I know they're playing. They do like a boys league. I think and I think that's where the development is in terms of
playing with boys will teach you a lot.
Yeah.
Because you'll go through, as a girl when you're young, you go through the I need to prove myself stage.
Yeah.
So like these boys need to respect me basically. So you need to make sure that everything's on point.
Yeah.
So you learn quickly because obviously boys play quickly. So like your first touch needs to be good. Your decision making needs to be good.
Yeah.
Your weight of pass needs to be good. You learn early, very quickly.
Yeah.
And then when the boys respect you now, now this is another challenge now, because now they're gonna start treating you like a boy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they're gonna start shoving you like a boy. My friends from primary school will say, oh, look how many players Sean used to nutmeg and that, and then boys will start getting hot.
What, should I fight now?
Yeah. Now they're gonna treat you like a boy.
Watch after football. Yeah, we need to have
You
a
know what I'm
chat.
trying to say? So you'll learn quickly when you're playing with boys. Especially how to be brave anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want to get knocked over by a boy. It's gonna hurt.
There's a little bit of tenacity comes out.
Yeah, so you learn a lot. Yeah, really quickly. So I went and played for Croydon. Left there. Went to AFC Wimbledon for 2 years. Then I left there. Went to a club called Victoire. They were like a grassroots Sunday league. But we got like double promotion or something. So so it was we done really well. Like I won my first double with them, cup and league with them. Yeah, this was sick. Was there but then they had a management left, players left, started to decline basically. And then after a while, my winning mentality kicks in, and I can't take losing every week. So I was just like, this is long. So I left, and then that's how I ended up at Millwall, and that's where I am now.
Oh, cool. How many years you been there?
2. This is my second season.
Oh wow.
And enjoying it?
Left back. What did you
enjoying
ask?
it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm playing left back. Yeah, well, left centre back. It depends what formation they're playing. But left back.
And does that give you the experiences? Or do you learn? Have you learned from being in the football environment? Because some people go, there's trade-offs as well. Sometimes you can be too heavily involved, or you can be like, do you know what? It's given me so much.
For a long time, I was not that player that wants to coach.
Yeah.
I'm just here to kick ball, so I'm not here to be telling people what to do and stuff. So I was never the captain. I was not that girl. So it wasn't until I started coaching, and maybe when I started managing, that I started to find my voice in football. Then I started to talk to other players, and obviously as a coach now, you start to see things differently. So, but even my first year at Millwall, I was coaching, and because I hadn't secured my position yet, I wasn't here to be telling anybody else what to do, because if I'm not in that starting 11, then what voice do I have right now? Yeah. So I just used to just not say anything. And to be fair, I had a situation one time where my confidence got knocked a little bit. But I was playing. This was like in my first season. I was playing, and at half time, my manager was screaming at me, and I couldn't understand why. What was happening was, it seemed like I was too tucked in.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was tucked in is because my centre back was also tucked in. That centre back was tucked in. So if I stayed where I was, I would have left a massive gap between me and the centre back that I was conscious about. So at half time, we're getting screamed at about whatever's going on. And I literally just asked my manager, like, what do you want me to do in this situation? Because my centre back's coming over. And he said to me, why are you asking me questions? What badge are you? And I thought, I don't know, somebody asked me that. So I was like, what? And then he just said to me, you shouldn't be asking me questions. You're a coach. You're one of the experienced ones. You're one of the older ones. You shouldn't be asking me questions. All right. So I didn't get my answer. Yeah. So
do you think that's
No, we spoke about it the next day, because obviously at this point I'm 26. I'm not a kid, so let's not talk to me like that. Let's not be silly. So the next day now, obviously I had to pull him into a room a bit. Don't do that. I don't understand what my coaching experience has got to do with me playing, because when I'm here, I'm not a coach. Do you know what I mean? I'm a player and I'm still allowed to learn. So, do you know what I mean? And I even said to him, like, so if I had my A license, does that mean that I can't ask questions now? Does that mean my learning stopped now? I'm not allowed to say anything because...
You're not allowed to question or...
Yeah, I'm allowed to ask you, because at the end of the day, this is just your philosophy. So I need to, if you want me to play for you want me to buy into it, then of course you need to explain to me what it is you want me to do in certain situations. So that kind of knocked me a bit as well, because I was thinking, no, I'm definitely not coming here to coach now.
But you know what, I think that's with the young people in the environment, like academy-wise, sometimes coaches aren't that great at taking questions like being asked, you know, why are we doing this? And sometimes when they ask why, it's deemed as like a bit of a disrespect or challenging the coach's kind of ego at times. So I think that's a very, very good point that you raised.
And the thing is that I just wanted to understand what you was telling me to do. Yeah. It's not even like I was saying, I don't agree or why are we doing this? It was just, can you tell me in this situation what I should do? Because how it looks for me is different.
The way you learn, the way you have to learn. So
you might find that you never had the answer. You didn't know.
That's what I was gonna say something like that. Is it because he wasn't ready for the question? Like, you know what I mean? I'm thrown in terms of the question, but I think that's a great example again, 100% in terms of the modern child will ask questions. Yeah. We're not going back 20 years where the modern child just listens. The modern child will go, don't quite understand. And that could be deep.
I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Yeah.
We should be doing this.
Yeah.
And listen, there's a lot of equipped coaches out there who are able to deal with that, but there also are coaches who are not equipped to do that in terms of their own personality, which again is something that we just got to be better at, to be honest.
Yeah, this is it. But yeah, answer your question. Let's just digress a little bit. Is now I've kind of got, like, I wouldn't say the freedom to coach, but now, like, I'm vice captain now, so I kind of have to be the bridge between the players and the management sometimes. So there might be something that the managers want that I might need to explain to the players. This is where me and the captain will kind of bounce off each other and then deliver the message to the players, and I do coach. So it's like, well, like, as a defender, you can see a lot. So I might say to the striker while I'm on the pitch, oh, just move over or get off her or something, because I can see something. And as a coach, I've got the vision for it now.
You've got different lenses. You can see.
You've got different lenses. You do. But at the same time, I know when to keep my mouth shut, because at the end of the day, I've still got a manager and assistant manager and coaches that I need to respect and not seem like I'm bigger than them. So.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen for younger players in environments, but you gain that through your maturity levels. You know what I mean? You've experienced, again, your experience in terms of being a manager yourself, so you know how it would come across if someone, in terms of hierarchy, was below you, was going, manager, what are you doing here? You kind of understand those things because of, again, your life experiences. So, and
I think it's important. Like, I know when I was at Walton, you get chatty players in the bench that will, like, while you're in the dugout, and they're just saying stuff basically to players. And the thing is that I don't like it. I don't like, because you're giving players mixed messages basically. So it's not that I don't believe that my players are talking sense, but it's like, listen, I need to be telling them one thing. I've asked my assistant to tell them one thing, so I don't need extra information, because I've realised that, like, players just need simple, concise information. So don't overcomplicate
especially when things are going on in the game.
This is it, 100%. This is it. So if I've decided I want my assistant manager to work with the strikers and give information in terms of, like, attacking wise, and I decided to work defensively, I don't need you in the dugout telling them when they should be doing things, because it's just going to confuse them. So I try not to do it as a player.
Someone else said that in regards to players in terms of...
Anthony.
Yeah, they want. Yeah, Anthony said it, didn't he? When he came on, he said it's interesting that, again, that they want simple, short, concise. They just want to be told what I need to do in kind of the simplest possible term, and just. I mean, there's probably a level of accountability with that. You told me to do this, so that's what I'm going to do. And if
players can do that, though, I think you've got the right to do it. I think you've got the right to do it. There's been loads of times that I'm thinking, not my manager now, but where I've had managers and I think, what are you doing? But I'm going to do it. Because if it goes wrong, then the accountability is not on me. I can say, this is what you told me to do.
It's kind of good to get a player's kind of perspective on that as well.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And the thing is like what you were saying about simple, concise information. from looking at the player's point of view, I know as a player, I want high ball rolling time. I'm not trying to be standing here for time listening to you talk. Yeah, so what you need to say, you need to make it very quick and short because I want to be on the ball.
Yeah,
especially as our football season's basically in the winter. Let's be honest, majority of it is played in the winter.
Yeah,
so I'm not trying to be standing up in the cold. Yeah, this is dead.